How you doing? This is Coach DeCarlo. Welcome to the final day of my 30-day mental diet. Of course, this may be the final day of the 30-day mental diet, but of course, this is not the last time that I'll be giving you principles such as these. But today we want to talk about R.A.V.E.S. You ever heard of raving fans? Well, we're going to talk about a rave technique. And we call that technique R.A.V.E.S, R-A-V-E-S, and we'll discuss that a little bit more. But let me start off with sharing with you a story how the R.A.V.E.S technique served me. A number of years ago, I was driving a particular car and I wanted another car, but I did not know at that time what it was that I wanted. And one day I was driving and I saw this car that almost looked like it was a futuristic car. It was more beautiful than the DeLorean in Back to the Future. This car was so beautiful that, it just took me by storm. But once I saw that car, I knew that that was the car that I had to have. Now, I did not have the means or any way of being able to purchase that car at the time, but I begun to drive that car in my mind's eye. I would pull up to another car, and in my mind's eye, I was driving in my ideal car. You know, I was behind the steering wheel, and people were admiring that beautiful car that I had. Now, mind you, I did not have the car, nor did I have the means to purchase the car. I just saw myself driving that car in my mind's eye. I continued to do that maybe for a few years before I was able to finally drive that car. But one of the things that I also did was I went out and I started looking at that particular car. I would go to car lots. Anybody that said that they had that particular model of car on sale, I would go look at the car. I even test drove the car. And like I said, almost 2 years later, 24 months later, I was driving that car. This is how manifestation takes place. But I want to give you a technique so that you can purposely begin manifesting what it is that you desire. So we're going to talk about the R.A.V.E.S technique. The R.A.V.E.S technique, first and foremost, starts with R. You have to get into a relaxed state. We call this relaxed state a state akin to sleep. In the hypnotic field, we call this the alpha state. And this is just a state prior to going to sleep when you're in that relaxed state. Much like the state that you're in when you're watching a good movie and you're lost in that movie and all of a sudden the movie's over, or taking a drive. And you get from point A to point B and you ask yourself, how did I get here? I don't even remember driving to the destination. You were in an alpha state. This is when your mind is basically on autopilot, but you're bypassing your conscious mind. So first and foremost, get into a relaxed state. The second letter of the R.A.V.E.S technique is A. A stands for Affirm. I'm not going to go into Affirm deeply today because, of course, the last video on day 29 was completely about affirmations. So go back and watch that video for affirmations. But you begin to affirm what it is that you want. In my case, I wanted this brand new car, so I affirmed that I have this brand new car. Now, of course, I didn't call it a brand new car. I called it the make and the model of the car that it was, and how much I enjoyed driving my brand new car. So I was practicing an attitude of gratitude driving my brand new car. So whatever it is, affirm that I have my brand new car and I'm loving driving in my brand new car, and it feels so good to drive my brand new car. And begin just feeling yourself driving that brand new car, experiencing driving that brand new car. Now, as often been stated, don't see yourself driving the car at a distance. Don't see yourself as someone watching a movie. See yourself behind the wheel of that brand new car. See yourself handling, steering, turning on the radio, watching traffic, getting on the highway. See yourself behind the wheel of a brand new car. Or if it's a home, see yourself occupying that brand new home. If it's a relationship, see yourself with your brand new partner. But see yourself with that person. Don't see yourself at a distance, as Neville says, a point in space, but see yourself occupying and being the participant on the stage or in the play or in the movie. See yourself holding hands with the person that you are in relationship with, having dinner, looking across from that person that you're in that relationship. There was a movie sometime back, it was called Hardcore Henry. This movie was an extremely violent movie, but I liked the play that they used in having the character be, as it were, in a video. The character was like a character you would see in a video game. You saw his hands and you were looking through his eyes as he was countering these different threats or as he was jumping out of a plane. You were watching the movie from his eyes or from his vantage point. When you start affirming what it is that you want, see yourself occupying, doing, being, having that which you desire. But don't see yourself as watching a movie, a play, or a television program, but see yourself as the actor on the stage. The next letter is V for visualization. Now, we've touched on visualization a little bit, but we'll get into it a little bit more here. You begin seeing yourself in your mind's eye as living from your desired end. Say it's a new job. See yourself in that position. See yourself behind the desk. See yourself shuffling your pencils, organizing your desk. See yourself being, doing, having what it is that you desire to have currently. So see yourself occupying that space. Don't just see yourself as being on a movie screen or watching a movie or something on a video game. See yourself actually participating in being, doing, having what it is that you desire to have in your visualization. The next letter in the R.A.V.E.S technique is E. E stands for emotionalize. You begin to emotionalize your having, being, doing what it is that you desire. Now, some people are very excitable. Some are low-keyed. Whatever your temperament is, begin to emotionalize yourself being in that new relationship, having that new car, occupying that new job, living in that new house. But however it is that you would feel occupying that state, find yourself doing that when you begin visualizing. So don't just visualize, also emotionalize. The last letter in the R.A.V.E.S technique is S. S stands for sensing. Now you say, well, we've done the emotionalizing, we've done the visualizing. How is sensing different? You begin to utilize your 5 senses. How does that car sound when you start it up? What does it smell like when you're in your new house and you're baking cookies? What sights do you see? What colors are you experiencing? You utilize all of your senses as though you're actually occupying that space. Now, why are you doing all this? You're doing this because what you're doing is broadcasting to your subconscious mind. You're telling your subconscious mind that this is already your reality. Now, understand this, that your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what it is that you're imagining or what it is that you're experiencing. And that's why they can put certain equipment on people and run tests on them, and their dreams respond just as if they were in their waking state experiencing whatever it is that they're dreaming about. So what we discover is if we're awake or if we're dreaming, if we're using visualization, if we're using affirmations, if we're using emotionalization, if we're using sensing, as we utilize all these techniques in our relaxed state, we're telling our subconscious mind that this is our current reality. And by telling our subconscious mind this is in fact our current reality, what the subconscious mind will do is go about to bring about more of that in your experience. So what happens is now your world begins to take shape from what it is that you've imagined it to do in your relaxed state, as you affirm, as you visualize, as you emotionalize, and as you sense that thing as being real. Remember this, creators, that only you can create your perfect world. Not God or man. Only you can create your perfect world. This is Coach DeCarlo saying have a great and abundant day.